Ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, welcome to the Community Spotlight, where we shine a light on voices that inspire, uplift, and remind us what it means to follow your dreams with heart and soul. I'm your host, Jomil Luna, and today's Spotlight isn't just about music. It's about authenticity, resilience, and the power of passion. Because when you dare to live your truth and turn that truth into art, you don't just create sound, you create space. Space for others to feel seen, to dance, to cry, to celebrate. And no one embodies that spirit more boldly than tonight's featured artist, Nikael. Nikael is a queer Colombian-American artist, songwriter, and producer from Queens, New York. Their music is a fearless fusion of dark pop and reggaeton, blending moody rhythms with fiery beats that make you want to move and feel deeply. Through songs that explore love, heartache, and joy, Nikael offers us more than just music. They offer moments of healing, catharsis, and unapologetic queer celebration. Their journey reminds us that chasing your passion isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. So whether you're dancing through pain or lifting yourself through joy, let Nikael's story and sound remind you your dreams are valid, your voice matters, and your rhythm, whatever it may be, deserves to be heard. So ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, welcome to the Community Spotlight, Nikael!
Hi.
Amigo, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here.
And so this is not the first time that I've interviewed Nikael. He's become a friend over the last year. And we first met at Astoria Pride.
Yeah, we did. I think 2 years ago?
2 years ago, right? And so, Nikael, I want to give the people of the world a chance to get to know you. So tell us, who is Nikael?
Well, thank you again for having me here. I'm so happy to be here, and I feel really blessed. I am just a kid from Queens that just loves doing music, and I've been doing it since I was 13 years old, and the last 5 years I've been taking it really seriously and decided this is exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm going to trust my younger self who already knew that I always wanted to do this.
That's right. And Nikael, I know that you do it all, right? You're doing the producing, you're writing your lyrics, you're working, basically from beginning to end on the whole process. Can you tell us a little bit about your process?
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
But I love that I am intertwined within everything, and that, I'm, falling in love with not only producing, and that was the first thing I ever learned how to do.
Yeah.
And then songwriting, and not even just songwriting in English, but also in Spanish,
Ah,
Spanglish.
that's right,
That
bilingual,
was a journey.
yeah.
So, every song I can tackle differently. Usually I make the instrumental first, the beat first.
The beat first, okay,
And
all right.
then I will create melodies that I hear, like I'll hum it, and then I'll just fill in lyrics as I go. And I'm like, okay, this is the type of mood that this song is giving, so I'm gonna write to that. And then I think of past situations, stories, parts of my life.
So it's almost like it emits an emotion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you start thinking, you start writing, you start, with the melody, and then it just taps into something emotionally, and that's when it really takes off for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I love that process. I mean, I don't feel the same process, but for anybody who's a singer-songwriter, tell us about your process, because maybe you can relate to Nikael, right? Because I have heard that in the music industry, that different artists have their process, but it's a similar process. It's like a feeling, it's like a melody, it's something that they hear, which I always say, like, it's almost like it's part of your calling, right?
Yeah.
Like you feel it in your soul,
Yeah.
right? Like you were meant to do this. And I'm so happy for you that you are following your dreams, because it's such an inspirational story. Can you tell us when this began exactly?
Yeah, so I was ending my last year in college.
Okay.
And I went to Brooklyn College.
Gotcha.
So I was in film school.
Okay.
So I was always around creative things. I always knew that I wanted to do music.
Yes.
And that was my passion. And I was trying to get into schools that had music recording and things of that nature. But I did not get in, but I did get into Brooklyn College.
Okay.
And they had film. I was like, okay, at least like that's still relevant to me. And I'm just gonna go with it. So
Awesome.
you know, I went through that journey, and I'm like, okay, I like film, or I love it, but it's not my passion.
Yes.
Music is still is, and I was always still doing like instrumentals here and there.
Okay.
But then during that last year, I was getting into doing instrumentals in reggaeton.
Okay.
And then I'm like, you know what, like, let me try again to write to it, like my own songs and record. And then I was like, this sounds good.
I love it.
And then I just kept doing it until I, you know, finally made my own first song and then put it out.
Okay, okay. And can I ask you, why reggaeton?
I mean, it's a part of my life, you know. It's
You grew
always
up with
been. I grew up with it. You know, I was a little kid when, you know, everybody was having the hooky parties.
Yes.
And, you know,
And reggaeton was
going
huge in
out.
the 90s,
It was
the early
so
90s,
huge, yeah, so
right?
it was already like, I wasn't, it was already surrounded
Yeah.
by me, you know. But not only reggaeton, like hip hop, R&B, pop, you know, everything.
Yeah.
Especially because I live in New York City.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, so while I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do in music and what made sense with me, I landed on reggaeton. I'm like, I think this makes the most sense to me because I love to dance. I love the rhythm. It's in my blood. And yeah, so.
Well, we're happy that it's in your blood and it's in your rhythm. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, you know, we touched in your bio that you consider yourself a queer artist, right?
Yeah.
And what does being a queer artist mean to you?
What a queer artist means to me is just being myself authentically.
Yeah.
No matter how I wake up one day, maybe I'll feel differently about myself one day to the next or like the week, and just being okay with that and not caring so much what people think and just accepting what I think about myself.
That's right.
And just making sure that it's always love.
That's the most important part, right?
Yeah.
And we can sit there for a little bit. There's so many labels, right? In our society, in our world, in different, you know, and every generation has their own set of labels, right? And even you and I, how old are you again?
28.
28 and I'm 40, right? So we are about 10 years apart. So I think just for the audience to kind of like see, I still relate to you very much, right? But I have a different idea of what being queer for me meant growing up. Queer wasn't even a term that we used necessarily. I heard about it, but I consider myself gay, right? Never queer. And now this new generation, I feel like, is really taking on that queer definition of like, queer can be anything you want it to be. Yeah. And I love that. And so I'm considering myself queer too because I actually relate to you. I actually relate that some days I feel more feminine, some days I feel more masculine, some days, you know, asexual. No. But, you know, I think it's just opening people's minds that you define yourself.
Exactly.
Right? And you don't have to subscribe to people's definition of who they tell you are, right? Or society's like popular themes or trending things, right? So yeah. I think you're an inspiration to maybe a lot of young people, right? Who feel the same way. Like, I don't have to subscribe, right?
Yeah, like what's a label?
What's a label?
That's for clothes.
That's for clothes. We're not clothes. You know, RuPaul said, everybody's born naked and the rest is drag.
Period.
Yes, so that's the same thing. So we are human beings. We're not labels like clothing labels, right? So I love that. I love that. And a little bit about the power of your authenticity. How do you feel you use your music to portray a message to your audience?
I mean, I just write about real experiences. Like, I can't write about something I never experienced before.
Yes.
I just can't. Like, I literally physically can't even think of what to even say. Physically write something that's nothing that I've ever dealt with, experienced. So I'm just always trying to be honest
Yeah.
with what I've been
Absolutely.
through, what I love doing, what I've cried about, you know.
I think that's why people relate to their musical artists so much, because their music is raw, it's authentic, it's their real life experience, right? And you can go through so much no matter where you are in life. You could be, 60, you could be 50, you could be 20, you can go through so much. And the beauty of it is that you can really take your life experiences and put it on paper, right? Or write it down so that you can make lyrics out of it. What's one of your favorite songs that you've ever written?
That changes.
That changes every day?
Yeah, like
Right now, what are you feeling right now? And okay, so let's do a little segue transition. So I know you have a new album coming out, right?
well, I am working on a new project. Yes.
You're working on a new project,
working on a
okay.
project.
All right, and so we're gonna get into it a little bit later, all
Yeah.
right? But I'm sure you're in love with that project.
I am.
Right. So prior to that project, what were some of your, I guess, like your top three songs?
Well, my current project that's out now, Luna Azul, it's my new album.
Okay.
My top 3 favorite songs have to be Blue Geniemos, because that was so much fun making to me. I wrote that in 30 minutes and recorded
that.
like the whole idea in like an hour.
It was meant to be.
And I love Is It Too Late?
Is it too late? Okay.
That's a newer one. It's like a reggaeton. It's still reggaeton, but it's more like pop and like about heartbreak.
Okay.
And then Luna Azul.
And Luna Azul, which
love
is the
that
newest one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the album is Luna Azul, but there's also a song called Luna Azul.
Ah, got you. All right, so going back to the first song that you mentioned, that's the song that you're actually gonna perform later today, right?
Yeah.
All right, which I'm super excited about. First of all, for anybody who's listening and watching, how do you say it again?
Blue Geniemos.
Blue Geniemos?
Blue Geniemos.
Blue Geniemos. And what does that mean?
So Blue Geniad is like a Colombian term.
Okay.
It's like to rub up on someone with your jeans on.
Oh, I love
basically.
that. Okay.
So that could be in whatever context.
Yeah.
In the context of my song, it's like perreando, like dancing.
Yes.
On somebody.
Okay.
You know.
Which reggaeton culture obviously has a lot of perreo, rubbing, a lot of innuendos, right, so to speak. So yeah, that's part of the culture.
Exactly.
And how do you, I guess, transmit parts of yourself, like being Colombian, but also growing up here in New York City, right? How do you insert that into your music?
So like definitely like the terms I use, a lot of them could be like really Colombian. Definitely my attitude is very much Queens.
Okay, all right. What's a Queen's attitude? Tell me.
don't know.
I'm a Jersey boy.
It just comes out. I don't know.
So what's this Queens like attitude? It's just like it's not East New York.
It's not East New York.
It's not
no.
East. Okay.
We love East New York. We love
And it's not
Brooklyn.
Bronx, right?
It's not Bronx.
It's not the
either. We love
Bronx.
the Bronx.
Okay.
Shout out to the Bronx. Queens. I don't know. Queens. I feel like people from Queens are like very chill. Have like a chill attitude.
Yeah.
But when someone steps up to you, then
You step up too.
I mean, you have to apparently, even if you don't want to.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
You're just like, oh, okay.
I can relate. I mean, I grew up in Camden, one of the hoods of New Jersey, and so I feel like the Bronx is, gives you glimpses of like, that what we call like urban, maybe hood mentality. But every city in New York has it, right? Like that's why,
Yeah.
like Queens has it, Brooklyn has it, even parts of all of New York City, right? Manhattan has it. But I love that. I think growing up street smarts is just as important as growing up book smarts.
Yeah.
Because you got that perfect combination of like both. Would you say you grew up with both?
I would say like a good mix. My dad's from East New York.
Okay.
So,
You
I
got
know
that
a lot.
influence. Yep.
I have that influence. And then, I grew up in a really good area.
Okay. All right.
But it was very diverse too.
Yeah.
So I've been around like many different types of people. And that's what I love about Queens.
Yes.
That from like literally pre-K, I just know different types of people, and I'm just like, okay. I always grew up like accepting of people, and making sure like if I was like confused about something, I never made a face or made someone feel weird about it. I would always just like just get to know them.
I love that.
And then find out, and then be like, oh, okay. And then if I was comfortable, then I'd ask like a question, like, oh, like, what does this mean, or why do you do this? You know?
Okay, I get that. I get that. And you know, Queens obviously being one of the most culturally diverse boroughs in all of New York, right? They've got little pockets of different demographics and people, and it's a melting pot, right? It's so beautiful. And so I think that that's the beauty of New York too, right? That so many people from all around the world come here to live that American dream, right? Have you ever thought about what your American dream looks like?
I guess just having a lot of people listen to my music and sing it back to me.
Yes, yes. So can you see it?
I can see it.
We're manifesting right now, y'all.
I can
You
see
can
it.
see it.
I've heard some people like
Yeah.
sing it back to me like when I'm performing, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh snap, like, okay.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
right? It's something in your soul that comes alive.
Yeah.
And just that thought, right, of like that's your goal, that you're in a stadium, you're on stage, wherever it is, and that you're singing your song and you hear people just having a great time to it, singing it back to you, and enjoying it. And you know, that's the true art of art making, right? No matter what it is, whether you're a dancer, a singer, a TV host, your art form is yours. And you get something so special out of it when you hear people or you see people enjoying it, right? So I love that. Does your family support you?
Yes, they do.
They do. Who's your biggest fan?
In my family.
In your family?
Oh,
Well,
no.
both in your family and maybe your friends.
No, my family, they all love it. Like, my brother's super supportive. Like, my baby brother.
Okay.
I have him. He's not a baby, but he's a baby to me.
Yeah.
I have him like, you know, like, check this out. Like, I just made this. Like, what do you think about it?
Yeah.
And he gives me like real-time feedback.
Awesome.
And then my other brother too.
Okay. Are you the oldest?
I am the oldest.
You're the oldest. Okay. All right. So they look up to you. They probably think like, yo, I got a cool brother.
I hope so.
I hope, yeah. No, I'm sure. They probably say, oh, wow, like, you know, and that's an inspiration, right? Because not everybody has the guts, right, and is brave enough to be on stage, one.
Yeah.
Not everyone will go into music, two, right? And so you pick quite the art form, right, that not a lot of people are willing to do,
Yeah.
right? That probably a lot of people want to do, but they're not willing to do because it's very scary and it's a hard industry, right?
It is hard.
Yeah. Actually, you said it is hard. What's one of the hardest things about it?
I think one of the hardest things about it is getting people to believe you.
Yes,
Because I believe me.
that's right.
And I'm like, just listen.
Don't you see
just
me?
listen
Don't
really
you?
quick.
Yeah, listen. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
listen really quick, or like see, or like give me a chance. You know, like at least I perform in different places. Like I've messaged different places. Some have gotten back to me, and I've you know performed there. Some still waiting.
Yeah.
Still waiting.
Yeah. So, what have been some of your most memorable performances that you've had over the years?
Definitely the Prides.
The
The Pride
Prides.
events.
Awesome.
You know, we just ended.
That's
Pride
right.
Month.
We just saw each other recently at Astoria Pride.
We did.
Shout
That
out
was
to
beautiful.
Brian Martinez and Fresco's
Yes.
Grand Cantina. Because, I mean, it talk about creating community, building community, and making connections, right? You know what I mean? Like now every time I see you, you know, I consider you a friend, we hang out. But look, you know, we recently spoke and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I need people to see Nikael, right? I need people to like hear what his music is about because that's what the community spotlight is all about, right? It's all about the inspirations. It's all about, you know, telling people stories. And that's what I love about you, that you have a real authentic story to tell that's so relatable. So yeah. So and what song did you perform? You actually did 6 songs, I think I remember.
I did.
Back to back. And I was like, oh my gosh, he has lungs of steel. I don't know how you didn't take a break, but you did it. And it was like 90 degrees, right?
It was hot. I was sweating. I
It
was
was
like,
hot.
I need to get home,
Yeah.
shower,
Yes.
change, come back, because I had another performance.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, it was amazing. It was amazing.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was a great energy, and it was great to see you on stage. I mean, not for nothing, you probably were focused, but I was on the sidelines and I was like, yes. I was dancing and I was like, you know, because there is something about your music that's very, I love a good beat. You know, I also relate. I grew up with a lot of reggaeton, right? So, you know, it gets me there. But then your lyrics, right? Very relatable, very queer-based lyrics. And I love that because we don't hear that often, right? There aren't too many openly queer reggaeton artists. And, you know, it's a very macho industry.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But I think people like you are changing that. And how would you say that you're making your impact in the, you know, urban music industry?
I think that, you know, I'm just writing about the same things that the guys are writing, technically, and the girls.
That's right.
So I'm just like, I mean, it's nothing really new. It's just that I'm doing it and I'm talking about a guy.
That's right. I love that. I love that.
So it's the same heartache. It's the same, you know, sensual lyric, but maybe to some people it just sounds more raw because it is from the queer community or people like us. So they think that like, whoa, like, can't believe you just said that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's shocking because they don't know, they're not familiar with it, but it's just a quick shock. And then, you know, the more we hear, the more we get exposed to it, the more that people will become open-minded. And thank you for continuing to push on regardless of the opinions, right? Because if you listen to people's opinions, you won't get anywhere.
I mean, like, is music for like queer people, or like at least men that like men.
Yeah.
You know, like, we don't really have songs like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are.
There's starting to be more
gay artists, queer artists. So shout out to them.
Yeah.
And yeah, but we need more of that. There shouldn't just be like one or two, like a handful. It should be a lot.
Yeah,
there
definitely.
is a lot.
Representation matters, definitely.
Exactly.
So Nikael, thank you for sharing. And actually, we're gonna cut to a commercial break. And don't go anywhere because when we come back, Nikael is gonna perform. So stay tuned because we've got more great show for you all.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, welcome back to the Community Spotlight. And as I promised you all, we have a special performance from Nikael. Nikael, take it away!
Blue jean otra vez, quiero sentirlo otra vez. No son cuernos, venga pues, que la ropa está puesta. Blue jean otra vez, quiero sentirlo otra vez. No son cuernos, venga pues, que la ropa está puesta. Regala mi amor que me calienta. La temperatura es de 90. Drop it down low como una venta. Que no nos pillamos en esta fiesta. Papi, bailamos aquí bien rico. Quiero besarte, darte un mordisco. Yo tengo el cookie a Luna Azul. Tomamos una foto con el tiempo sin filtro. No me pico. Yo me como bombo en la carne en la disco. Lo quiero otra vez, papi, no se cuernos. Vengo por si boyfriend doesn't even have to know. No me pico. Yo me como bombo en la carne en la disco. Lo quiero otra vez, papi, no se cuernos. Vengo por si boyfriend doesn't even have to know. Even have to know, even have to know. Even have to know, even have to know. Even have to know, even have to know. Vengo por si boyfriend doesn't even have to know, yeah, yeah. I want your body. I'm in love with my baby. I want your body. I'm in love with my baby. I want your body. I'm in love with my baby. I want your body. I'm in love with my baby. Luchiniamo otra vez, quiero sentirnos otra vez. Nosotros venga pues, que la ropa está apretada. Luchiniamo otra vez, quiero sentirnos otra vez. Nosotros venga pues, que la ropa está apretada. Que la ropa está apretada. Luchiniamo, no te vas. También juego a la maldad. Nuestro fuego va a apagar. Que la ropa está apretada. Luchiniamo, no te vas. Nikael a la maldad. Nuestro fuego va a apagar. Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Un abrazo, amigo. Great job. You had me dancing, you had me feeling it, and you did an amazing, amazing job. What does that song even mean to you? Like, okay, first of all, what's the title of it?
Blue Geniamos.
Blue Geniamos, okay. And it's inspired by your Colombian roots.
Yeah.
Awesome. And it means what again?
To rub up on somebody with your jeans on.
Okay. Now I'm not gonna show the audience, but you know, I did feel like a little sexy, and I was about to start rubbing up against the wall. But that's the point of it, right? That music makes us feel something, and I think that's the beauty of it. And thank you so much for sharing that with us, because it was awesome. It was beautiful.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And so just a little bit of an outro for our audience, and then I want people to follow you. So what a beautiful journey it's been. And you know, que viva Colombia, because you know, this is a young Colombian artist doing beautiful and amazing things. Nikael reminds us that when you follow your passion with honesty and heart, you don't just create art, you create connection. Whether it's through a beat that moves you or a lyric that finds you, you are right where you are. The magic happens when you dare to be yourself. And thank you for joining us today on the Community Spotlight. Keep dreaming loud, keep moving boldly, and remember that your story could spark someone else's joy. And Nikael, really quickly, how can people follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Nikael V, so that's Nikaelv, or you could scan the QR code.
Awesome. And also follow the Community Spotlight on Instagram. I'm your host, Jomil Luna, and thank you for watching. Good night. Until next time, keep shining. She ready.